It's been nearly a year since Argentine chimp Sasha and her son Kangu arrived from Buenos Aires Zoo. 16-year-old Kangu has fully integrated into Brian's group and getting on well with his new family. But next door in Bart's troop, for his mum Sasha, it's still a work in progress. She's made friends with some of the lower-ranking individuals, but with leader Bart, it's a case of one step forward, two steps back. As a result, the group has been split for some time, frustrating alpha male Bart. In an attempt to move the situation on, the primate care staff have decided to try something different today. But it's not without risk.
We're letting them outside together with a small subgroup of people who are pretty solid with both of them. That can be a source of comfort for both Bart and Sasha. And yeah, hopefully all goes well, because it's always a scary point this when you move it outside. When we do introductions inside the house, we have a lot more control of the situation, but outside in the enclosure, you're very limited. If it starts going wrong, you've kind of got to hope that they run back towards the house so that you can put a slide in between them. So yeah, it's a big leap, this one, but it definitely needs to happen.
Sasha and Bart are let outside with a carefully selected group of friends, including Cindy, Beth, and Buster, along with Bart's older sister Eddie, who also gets on well with Sasha. The team hope the elder sibling can play the role of go-between and help the fractious pair get along. The final two chimps making up the numbers today are Lola, currently Sasha's best friend, and low-ranking Pepper, who's fairly easygoing and capable of sticking up for the newcomer if she feels inclined. With a scatter feed capturing everyone's attention, they're all calm, including Bart.
He's not massively keen on letting her interact with him, so she keeps approaching him and panting, making all the right gestures, and I think she would like some more positive interaction. But because he's a giant wimp, he just keeps running away from her. But then when she walks away from him, he follows her everywhere. So the interest is there, just he's just too much of a wimp to actually take that plunge. But hopefully the more he's exposed to her like this outside where he's nice and relaxed, it'll just happen over time.
A recent house swap means Sasha hasn't spent much time in this outside space, and she didn't have a large outdoor enclosure at her home in Argentina, so she's adapted remarkably well. She's now confident on the large structures and hosing, which the chimps use to move around. Her problem is the social side of life and how to act in chimp society. In Argentina, she did spend some time living with other chimps, but only in very small numbers. For the last few years, she's only had Kangu for company.
She's not lived in a huge group with a massive social dynamic. It's been a slow learning curve that she can't just do whatever she wants, and she has to behave more appropriately around them. Although Lola, being a little low-ranking female, was just quite keen to have a friend herself, I think. And I think Lola's been a bit more permissive of Sasha's eccentricities, shall we say. And that's why I think they've ended up forming quite a strong bond, because they're both just very tolerant to one another.
Bart, on the other hand, was born at the park 16 years ago and has never known anything other than life with the group.
Part of the reason why Bart is such a baby is because they all treat him like a baby still, basically. They've all kind of been there and looked after him even after he's lost both of his parents, and yeah, he kind of gets comfort from pretty much the whole group. He's part of the reason why he just hasn't built up that resilience, because everyone's took care of everything for him his entire life.
It may be just a small step towards Bart accepting Sasha, but so far today, things are looking more positive. The team will persevere in the coming days, adding in more chimps with the aim of getting all the troop back together, with Sasha a fully integrated member. Following a 4-hour journey, the team have arrived at Wingham Wildlife Park in Kent. On board, in a travel crate in the back of the vehicle, is one fed-up orangutan.
She wasn't very happy. I think she would prefer not to be in the crate. After probably a couple of hours or so, she did settle down. But yeah, I think she's very ready to get out of the crate now.
So from here, we'll move her through the orangutan building, and there's some double doors there. Move her into the first bedroom.
Wingham's animal director, Marcus Wilder, and an excited team of keepers are keen to move Awan to her new home at the orangutan house as quickly as possible. The wildlife park, near Canterbury, sits in 26 acres and houses more than 200 species, including fish, mammals, reptiles, amphibians and birds. And with the arrival of Awan, they now have 4 Bornean orangutans in their care too. Adult male Belayan is the oldest at 15 years of age. Female Molly is the youngest at 13. And then there's Jin, who's just a few months younger than Belayan. Jin was born at Monkey World in 2009 and moved to Wingham 10 years later.
Jin settled in really well from when he first arrived. Obviously, he's grown a lot since then. Not quite as much as his neighbour. Belayan, he's quite a bit bigger, but he's definitely matured. And I would say he's probably gone from being a really playful orang to being a much more mature and gentle. He's a really gentle boy, so I think a lot of that's Molly's doing.
The plan is for Jin, who was previously partnered with Molly, to be reunited with Awan, and for Molly to join Belayan. The large crate with Awan inside is manoeuvred into one of the bedrooms. She'll have the space to herself while she settles in. There are some interested onlookers.
Just trying to mar the box up to the slide, and then hopefully she can have a bit more space than she's had for the last few hours. She's opening. Come on, Awan.
Good girl.
Hey, good girl, darling. Hello. Happy to see you.
Awan enjoys her freedom from the crate.
Good girl. You go.
She's always been a confident and inquisitive individual with a little bit of mischief thrown in. And she's already trying out the nuts and bolts.
This is both typical orangutan, trying to test everything, and typical Awan. She's very good at dismantling anything she can get her hands on, which is what she's trying to do in her new home.
Wingham's keepers are keen to know all about Awan's character.
Yeah, she loves roly-polying. If there's a slope anywhere, she'll roly-poly down a slope.
She's got a big, huge tunnel that goes over the dinosaur.
Excellent. She loves any kind of bedding, nest building. Yeah, she's going to be fun for you, I think. But, yeah, she's a really good character.
Just down the corridor in another bedroom is male Jin.
Hello.
Rachel's only seen him in photographs since he moved, and he's changed dramatically since then.
Gosh, Jin's grown. He's got his cheek pads, he looks huge now.
Awan is let into the bedroom next door, and the pair can now see each other through the mesh. They were reared together by Jin's mum, Xiao Kuai, but it's been more than 5 years since they've seen one another. It's hard to know if they recognise each other. However, they're certainly very interested and at ease.
Yeah, I mean, this is a lot for Awan. She's never done anything on this scale before. We've never had her down before. She's never been in a crate, in a car, in a new environment. So it is a lot for her to take in. And actually, she's really taken it in her stride, so.
Marcus is pleased with how everything has worked out, but doesn't want to push the introductions too far too quickly.
We're probably going to leave them apart for the rest of today, just because obviously it's only a few hours now till we close. So we'd rather have a little bit more time to keep an eye on them tomorrow. But what we're going to do is probably open one of the solid shutters so that we can see, they can see each other. But we'll see whether we open one or both. So we might give a little bit of privacy on by having the top shutter still shut. But it'd be nice if they can see each other overnight.
For the team from Monkey World, all the hard work and planning has paid off.
Yeah, really happy. I mean, looking at Awan now, it's like she's been here for weeks, really. She's so relaxed. Yeah, this morning it was a complete unknown. We didn't know how she was going to hand inject, how she would be under anaesthetic in the crate. There's a lot happening. But yeah, couldn't have wished for it to go any better, really.
It's an early start at Wingham Wildlife Park for Monkey World staff members Donna and Rachel. They're eager to see how female orangutan Awan has come through her first night in her new home.
What do you want? You want this? Not so much, okay.
Alan seems pretty good this morning. She's still really inquisitive with Jin. I think reality is sort of set in for her a little bit now. Yesterday, she probably still had the drugs on board a little bit and she was, you know, very chilled out. Yeah, definitely this morning, she seems more alert and aware of what's going on. But having said that, she doesn't look particularly stressed. So yeah, fingers crossed they go together okay.
From experience, I'm going to suggest the greens are going to be left till last.
Awan spent the night in a bedroom next door to Jin, a familiar, unrelated male she spent the first few years of her life with, brought up as siblings at Monkey World. So far, the pair seem to have picked up where they left off, and now breakfast is over, everyone's in agreement, it's time to let them meet face to face.
Fingers crossed, especially after yesterday, and they've since been over overnight, they'll be good.
I am nervous, I am excited, I just really want it to go well.
Good for you.
The slide is opened and Jin wastes no time heading through to the bedroom where Awan is waiting.
Good girl. I know. It's quite big, isn't he?
Jin's eager to make contact, but Awan's playing a bit hard to get and gives Jin the runaround. Frustrated, he finds something else to occupy him.
Yeah, they seem to be doing all right so far. Jin's found Awan's leftover food, so that's been a nice distraction. Awan doesn't seem too stressed out. I think it's a good sign so far.
Awan is her mischievous self, cheekily pulling Jin's hair, leaving the young adult male unsure how to react.
To be honest, I thought Awan was going to be a lot more reserved, a lot more nervous. Although she is a very confident character, this is completely new for her, and a lot more than she's ever experienced before. So I'm so pleased that she seems really relaxed around Jin already.
With the orangutans calm in each other's company, the team decide to give them more space by letting the pair into the playroom. It's a big step. Next door in the opposite playroom is Belayan, Wingham's other adult male, along with Molly, who, until a couple of days ago, had been living with Jin. Molly and Jin have been separated so that he can partner Awan instead.
Molly is in a situation where her mum's genes are very well represented in the stud book. So there's not, from the conservation breeding side of it, there's not a huge need for Molly's genes to be sort of proliferated much more. So she's not a high priority animal for breeding, which is why she's going to be with Belayan, who's in a similar situation. So it's both of those are going to be in a non-breeding situation. And then Awan's coming here because they've been matched really well genetically, her and Jin. So hopefully within a few years, or maybe even next year, depending on how well they hit it off, we might have the pitter-patter of baby orangutan feet.
Jin and Awan are let into their half of the playroom. Jin immediately puts on a low-key display for neighbour Belayan. Who seems rather perplexed. Jin's posturing isn't aggressive and doesn't last long. Awan is a little hesitant at first, perhaps because of the unfamiliar orangutans next door. But she soon gains confidence and goes across to see Molly. Marcus is delighted with the morning's introductions.
I think it genuinely couldn't have gone any better than it's gone. Right from the start when we put Belayan and Molly together all the way to now, there's been absolutely no aggression, no injuries, nothing. It's been really smooth sailing. It couldn't go any better.
And the team from Monkey World can leave happy in the knowledge that Jin and Awan have reunited with every possibility of a bright future ahead.
Really pleased for Awan. It was a big unknown. Nobody knew how it was going to go, but really this is best case, is the best we could have hoped for. So really, really happy.
There have been some major changes over the past year for the park's orangutans, predominantly at Tuan's group. Young male Hoojan left to join the nursery group, where he's absolutely loving life. And female Awan left the park altogether to reunite and pair up with Jin at Wingham Wildlife Park. The change around has provided the primate care staff with the opportunity to try to unify the remaining 4 orangutans making up Tuan's group. Adult females Roro and Lucky have never really got on, and have been living separately but within the group for months. Despite numerous past attempts to persuade them to live peacefully together, the 2 females have been unable to put their animosity aside, with Lucky continuing to intimidate Roro. However, the care staff have come up with a plan they think will help settle their differences. It involves 9-year-old Mimi, who lives at the nursery and is growing up fast. She can be overbearing with the younger members of the group. Now is the perfect time for her to graduate and join Tuan's adult group. The team are hoping her arrival will distract Roro and Lucky and ease the conflict.
Tuan's group's had a lot of change recently. Awan has recently moved out. There's still quite a lot of tension between Roro and Lucky within that group. So adding Mimi in, we don't really know how it's going to go. Hopefully it will improve the situation and have a new exciting friend to talk to, and hopefully all the girls will start to get along. It will certainly change the dynamic, so we'll have to see how it goes from this point on.
For the last couple of weeks, the team have been training Mimi to go willingly into a travel crate as part of her daily routine before going outside. And today, the hard work pays off.
Mimi's in the crate now.
Really nice job, guys. Thank you.
Mimi is safe and secure inside the crate. But it's not long before she realises something's up.
Memes? Mimi, hello, darling. You're all right, aren't you? I know. It's hard, isn't it?
Rachel offers some reassuring words.
It's not going to be for long. It's not a very long journey to Tuan's house. I can see it from the other side of the fence, so hopefully she'll calm down once we get there.
It may be a new experience for Mimi, but the trip is a short one, and the team have carried out plenty of similar moves. Mimi's transported quickly across to Tuan's house and released into a bedroom. Straight away, she begins checking things out.
She doesn't appear too bad, actually.
No, she seems pretty cool, doesn't she? Yeah. But yeah, we'll make sure we get some nice stuff in for her.
Yeah.
Despite the move and the unfamiliar space, Mimi is calm and curious.
Yeah, you know, this is the first day of Mimi graduating from the nursery and becoming an adult. So from that tiny little baby that we picked up in Moscow all of those years ago, she's now a lady and it's time to move on. And you know, you're gonna meet Tuan. He's a nice dude. She's already been seeing him from across the road. So hopefully she'll get on and settle in here, but it's her next step in her adult life. And luckily we can graduate her here, where it's a bit more gentle. She's gonna know Tuan's lot. She's gonna have the same care staff who love her to bits. And then we can prepare her for her next phase in life. So, job well done by everybody.
The team plan to integrate Mimi as soon as possible. So, with Roro already waiting in a bedroom opposite, it won't be long before she gets to meet her new family. It's been an important few days for 9-year-old female orangutan Mimi. She's left her young playmates at the nursery to join impressive male Tuan and his group of 3 adult ladies. The move was quick and fairly stress-free for the youngster, and she spent the last few days acclimatising to her new surroundings. During the day, Tuan, along with Lucky and Ame, have been kept outside, while Roro and Mimi have been introduced indoors.
Yeah, historically, Roro's been quite nice in intros, so that's why we've gone with her first. She's quite good with youngsters, so although Mimi's not that young anymore, we're hoping that they'll get along well.
With Mimi settling into her new life with the adults, The primate care staff are doing their best to make sure her old playmates at the nursery aren't missing her too much. This morning, they're busy prepping breakfast to be served up in the outdoor enclosure. They're making sure the daily routine continues as normal, and so far it's working. The nursery orangutans aren't showing any particular signs of missing their old housemate. Bulu has glanced occasionally across to Tuan's enclosure, but Oisin, who it was thought might miss Mimi the most, seems quite relaxed and content. Oisin adopted Mimi when the youngster arrived from Moscow Zoo 7 years ago, but the matriarch has another great love: food. And this morning, she's even been climbing to find it.
Whenever we move an animal, a lot of the focus is on the animal we're moving, but we always worry about what happens to the animals left behind. Oisin is a very food-focused animal, so you know, she is going straight for breakfast. That might be masking other things that are going on, or it might just be as it is, and maybe breakfast is her #1 priority today. We'll see how she is as we go through the week.
Mimi's move from the nursery means there's currently more room for the others as they mature. Oisin is already a fully grown adult, but the 4 remaining youngsters still have plenty of growing to do. The newest member is Hujan, and he's thoroughly enjoying life in the nursery. He's even managed to persuade Oisin to take part in a bit of playtime. With the nursery group settled and content, the primate care staff turn their attention back to Mimi.
Come on.
The young orangutan has already met adult female Roro through the mesh, but since the initial contact, she's paid her little attention.
It's a really big change for her. It's a new house and new animals and really different to what she's used to. But as she's settled much more, she seems much more relaxed, and actually she's doing much better. We've seen her playful side come out, which is really nice.
The team decide to take the next step to integrate Mimi into her new family, introducing her to the other 2 females in the group, Ame and Lucky. But this time, it will be full contact. Tuan and Roro are being kept outside in the enclosure. And to distract them, Donna is giving them extra treats, including large gunnera leaves and sunflower heads, 2 of Tuan's favourites.
Tuan absolutely loves his food. Any little scraps that he can find, you know, we'll spend hours just picking away at things. So yeah, anything like this will actually get him moving a bit quicker and maybe lose a bit of weight, which is always good.
With Tuan and Roro fully occupied outside, inside Mimi is about to come face to face with a pair of adult females.
Just be nice, please, Mimi. Good girls.
The slide is opened and both Ame and Lucky move through to investigate the new arrival. She and Lucky have both looked after youngsters in the past and are excellent role models. Lucky gives Mimi a lot of attention, leaving Ame to sit back and observe. Mimi may have moved on from the nursery, but she's brought her fun-loving juvenile attitude with her.
Yes, Mimi's sort of like an annoying teenager, so she's just irritating. She's in your face if you're eating, she'll go and pull your hair and roll around on top of your head. And there's only really so much that the adults will put up with until, you know, they sort of put her in her place and tell her to get lost for a little bit. But they're doing it in a nice way. You know, they'll just follow her, push her around a little bit. So it's nothing much. They're just, you know, putting her in her place and telling her, OK, enough's enough.
Mimi's graduation to Tuan's group has created much-needed space in the nursery, and Alison already has plans in the pipeline to fill it in the future.
As it happens, I've got 2 more orphans in the wings. One I've been helping manage now for almost a year. We're waiting again for the appropriate time to be moving her. She's gorgeous and very spoiled, actually. That's going to be a little difficult to overcome at first, but we'll get there. And then a newborn little boy, both of them Bornean, newborn little boy, different location, who needs a home, and that's probably going to happen much sooner rather than later. So have to get a few things settled down here at the park, and then I might be off to go collect a new baby orangutan.
It looks like there are exciting times ahead for the park's orangutans and their carers. It's early morning and Alison's getting ready to rescue a marmoset. A regular occurrence for the team at Monkey World.
Right, gloves, zip ties, food.
She's heading to Bristol, just a short journey from the park in Dorset, to pick up a female called Kush, who's been on the waiting list since 2019.
Here we go again.
The park has rescued primates from all across the globe for the past 37 years. But the UK primate pet trade is a relentless burden on its resources. Kush will be the 131st monkey to be given a home, having been legally sold as a pet.
Kush's story is not unique to the pet trade. Kush and another female were actually sold for £2,000. The gentleman in Bristol that we're about to go meet. Sadly, one of the females died, and Kush remains. And the chap sort of sounds like he knows what he needs to do for the marmoset. She's not had any issues, so she looks pretty good.
But that's not usually the case, as Alison well knows. She's been campaigning for decades for a change in UK law governing the trade in primates as pets, and has been on the steering committee drafting legislation currently going through Parliament.
We continue to battle on, hoping that we're going to get the laws changed. I think it's our 83rd marmoset. So yeah, quite a few primates coming in. Kush is actually going to go and join Moschino, Mozy for short, who we rescued from the pet trade just last year. So I'm hoping that Kush and Mozy will become our next happy couple at the park, and that all goes well today.
While Alison heads to Bristol to collect Kush, back at the park, the team are prepping for the marmoset's arrival. Elle is getting a bedroom ready, with only minimal changes. Kush's owner has indicated the marmoset has good mobility, so additional safe low branching isn't needed.
Just putting up some little bits and bobs, little forage tubs, just assessing the branching that we've got in there just to make sure it's all firmly up and stable, ready for her arrival.
The team are optimistic Kush will bond with Mozy. He arrived last year after being confiscated and removed from poor living conditions by the RSPCA. His previous owner was found guilty of animal welfare offences and banned from keeping animals for 10 years.
He was rescued where he was kept in solitary confinement, so he really lacks the social and communication skills that marmosets really need. We've done a few intros with Moschino. They haven't gone very successfully. When we're introducing marmosets together, you've got to try and think, do their personalities match? I think the previous females that we have tried to match Mozy up with perhaps might not have been the best for him. However, the sound of this new female is more up to his standard.
If they hit it off, marmosets pair bond for life, so there's a lot at stake for both of them. Kush will spend a few days in the bedroom next door to Mozy to get accustomed to the sights, sounds and smells of her new surroundings. When the two marmosets appear settled alongside each other, the primate care staff can decide if a more close-up and personal introduction is appropriate. After a 2-hour journey, Alison has arrived in Bristol to collect Kush, a pet trade marmoset.
Yeah, let's go see what the score is.
She's meeting owner Dean, who contacted Monkey World 4 years ago to discuss the possibility of rehoming his pet.
Oh yeah, it's just knocking on the door. Are you Dean?
Yeah, you come in, all right?
Yeah, I'm Alison.
How you doing, all right?
Pleasure.
It's taken more than 4 years for space to become available for Kush at the park.
Oh, she's smelly.
So.
Dean and his father originally bought 2 marmosets from a dealer 9 years ago for £2,000. They were supposed to be a male and a female, but later a visit to the vet revealed both were females.
She's well fed. She's a bit chubby.
Well fed, Jackie?
Yeah, and her back is a little bit hunched, so she does need some D3. But she looks pretty good. Don't you look worried?
Dean realised early on that looking after a pet primate and keeping it fit and healthy is hard work and a full-on job.
So you bought 2 of them. Was that by choice or?
I thought it was a good idea at the time. It's not. And people don't understand the attention, the time span that they need.
What would you say about the pet trade and these being bought and sold, sort of like goldfish?
This is not a goldfish. It's no joke. I done what I could. It's still not enough.
You've done a really nice job and a thoughtful job compared to most.
Dean has done his best to look after the small primate, providing her with a large outside enclosure linked to an indoor cage with suitable heating. Kush has also had an appropriate diet, including live grubs and insects. But despite all Dean's efforts, he knows he hasn't been able to provide everything the marmoset needs.
It's just sad that people are sort of left in this position, really. He spent so much money, time, and effort trying to make it right, but it can't really be done in a domestic setting unless you're prepared to give your entire life over or have so much free income that you can pay other people to be looking after your animals. But, that's certainly not within most people's financial ability.
With the travel box ready for the journey home, Alison now needs to persuade Kush into it.
Might be able to make friends yet. Good girl. Hey, Kushti.
But Kush isn't entirely convinced. She does trust Dean, however, so he steps in to help.
She's looking. She has to walk in before I can do it, otherwise it's all over.
Alison attempts to bribe her with waxworms, but Kush is still wary of the box.
Good girl.
Another one?
After a certain amount of hesitation, the lure of live food proves too much.
5.
Job done.
She's a confident lady. It just took some time and actually going for cupboard love, really. I mean, we can say all of these fabulous things. In the end, it comes down to the waxworms.
You'll be all right.
After 9 years of caring for the marmoset, it's time for Dean to say his goodbyes.
Oh, mate.
Thanks again. Take care.
Yeah, I can't bear it. I will look after your little girl and you bring your family down, huh? It's heartbreaking. I could even cry right now. And this is what I do day in and day out up and down the breadth of Britain. This trade does more damage than also just the animals. I mean, I'm here to represent the marmosets and whatever primate in the pet trade. But the people side of things cuts me up also. It's not right. Laws need to change. They must change. Must change.
Kush is blissfully unaware of the upset as she eats her waxworms and starts building a nest, while Alison begins the short journey back to the park in Dorset. Following a 60-mile journey from Bristol, Alison has arrived back at Monkey World with Kush the marmoset, safely in her travel box.
How's it going?
Yeah, good. How is she?
Angry at me. She's grumpy. She's got quite an attitude on her. She's a bit overweight with a little bit of boobs. And a little bit, how Taya is a bit squished. I think her back is rickets, but she moves just fine.
Nice.
Primate care staff member Elle is on hand to greet them.
Ooh, sassy.
She's already prepped a bedroom at the domestic marmoset house, ready for Kush to spend her first night in her new home. Despite being a little overweight and showing early signs of rickets, Kush appears in reasonable health. Her owner Dean had done his best to care for her.
He was actually very good and proactive, knowing that she needs companionship, an appropriate environment, a good vet, more love and attention than he's able to give. He was heartbroken.
Before heading to the bedrooms, the team take the opportunity to weigh Kush in the box.
2.98.
Alison and Elle are hoping to pair up the new arrival with Mozy, a male marmoset who arrived last year.
Right, darling, I know. Let's go get you in.
He's in a bedroom next door. For the first couple of days, the prospective partners will be able to see and hear each other without any physical contact.
Come on, Kushti.
Elle opens up the travel box, but Kush takes her time. Then, out she comes, heading up high.
Good girl.
Unsurprisingly, she's a bit shell-shocked. Kush has spent 9 years in one place, and now it's all change. She's in a new space surrounded by lots of different smells and some noisy marmoset neighbours.
She's a newbie, it's a new environment, I'm a new face. I know she's been very close to a male human, so perhaps a female human she's not too fond of, so we'll have to build a friendship because I'm the one that's going to be looking after her quite a lot. But it won't be hard. She's a bit of a chubby girl, so she likes her food, and if food is the way to her heart, then that's the way I'll go forward.
So the next 48 hours will be all about getting to know Kush and earning her trust. Then introducing her to a new male companion and, fingers crossed, partner for life. Someone else having to get used to a new environment is female marmoset Kush. It's less than 48 hours since Alison collected her from Bristol. She was in need of a new home and, most importantly, companionship of her own kind. The last 2 days have been a very different experience for the new arrival, but she's coped well.
She's gone from what she knows as home into this huge space and environment. We've got 15 other individuals that she's got to get used to, making the loud bangs and contact calls. So yeah, she's settling down nicely. I think she's just still in the phase of just getting familiar with everything.
For a pet trade marmoset, Kush is reasonably healthy, and at 340 grams, quite a big girl. She's had a therapeutic dose of vitamin D3 and will continue to receive supplements to help strengthen her bones. Today is another big step in her new life. She's about to meet a possible forever companion.
So the next plans are going to be an intro with Machino, the male that's living next door, who's single and ready to mingle. Machino definitely knows she's there. He can smell her, he can see her, but he's playing it cool.
To gauge their reaction to each other, the team are beginning by giving the pair just mesh contact.
She looks sort of relaxed.
If that's positive, they'll progress to opening the bedrooms fully and letting the two marmosets meet face to face. Kush is first given access to the bedroom immediately next door to Mozy, but she's in no rush to see her potential new partner.
She at least put her head through.
It takes several attempts for her to pluck up the courage.
Yeah, there we go. Maybe.
At last, she's in, but ignoring Mozy. Instead, she checks out everything else.
Kush has come through. She seems really calm. She's scent marking, sniffing what's Mozy's bed. A little bit concerned that Mozy will get a little too wound up if she continues to sort of not blank him, but not interact with him a bit more. But she's looking at him and taking her time, so she definitely knows that he's there and vice versa.
Once Kush has had a feed, she finally approaches the mesh to take a closer look at Mozy. All the signs are positive. So Alison and Elle decide it's time for the pair to meet face to face.
We've gone ahead and opened up. Neither of them seem to have really interacted with each other, so we just have to give it time and wait and see how it plays out. But I'd like to see them either groom or face-to-face little bit of interaction.
And Alison gets her wish as the pair become more confident and cosy up in a basket together for some mutual grooming. Always a good sign they're happy in each other's company.
Really good right now, and we just have to hope that it continues. But she's still intent on telling us that this is her man. They've been in bed together, grooming, and at the same time, little happy whistly chirps. So just have to hope it continues.
It's early days, but all the signs are favourable that this partnership could be a happy one.